Okay, what's up guys, my name is Blondyeddy. Today we are going to talk about Destiny 2 and my general thoughts about it. So, I don't have any specific lines written that I'm going to say, I just have some general bullet points I would like to touch on and we'll get through this. So, first things first, and the most important thing that I've seen everyone complaining about, and my friends especially are complaining about, is the guns are weak in PvE. And I agree, I very much agree. Even when you use the correct elemental weapon to get shields down, the shields would drop fast, but then the health would still take longer, it felt, than normal to get rid of. At least for like base content, because this is like, this not heroic content, this isn't like harder content, this is just base content. So, keeping that in mind, the guns felt very weak, very underwhelming. The Titan exotic, the one that you're given as a welfare, and trust me, I'm all for welfare gear, don't get me wrong. I loved me when some Wrath Lich King came out, I love me some from looking for group dungeon welfare gear. That's a WoW thing though, so I guess probably 80% of the people that got Destiny on console would know. Anyways, so I'm not against welfare gear, but the one that the Titan got, which is my main class, was trash. I mean, it was a really weak gun. It had, its fire rate was kind of underwhelming for the fact that it was a machine gun, a Gatling gun type thing. Sorry. And then like I said in the description of my Destiny videos, I played it the last second, so I did not really get to try any other classes. I got to see what the Warlock did in general. I got to see what the Hunter did in general by other people, but I didn't get to do it myself. The second thing is kind of a follow-up to why the guns are weak in PvE, is because my friend said this. Now, it could be wrong, could be true, I don't know. I'm guessing he actually looked at it. But, you know, quote, like, just call me out if I'm wrong. Enemies' light levels are slightly higher than yours in the content that we got, the PvE content, so it made them feel much tankier, or, you know, the thing people are more focusing on is made your guns feel weaker. And, I mean, I can see it. I mean, if you've ever played something that you're under light leveled for, you always underperform. If you've gone into a WoW dungeon with lower item level than you're supposed to have, you underperform, and that makes sense. That just, it's a logical leap. If it was a leap, if he actually looked at it, which I'm guessing he did, I could have. I mean, you see the light level of them. You look, you know, it's not that hard. But I didn't do it. Next is my thoughts on the abilities in general that we were shown. So, I mean, we got the new Titan double slam, or not double slam, like you can slam multiple times as the strike Titan. I'm thinking striker Titan. I don't know, I can't remember. Anyways, you can strike multiple times as a striker Titan, and you know it's kind of overpoweredly strong. But to discount that, I mean, the abilities take forever to recharge now. I mean, throwing a grenade, you might, in like a comp game, I got to throw a grenade like 5 times. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, in just like a 10-minute game, I throw a grenade 5 times. Like, in like a 6-minute game in Destiny 1, you throw your grenade like every 10 seconds, right? Not really, obviously, it's more like every 30, 40 seconds, but that's still, if in a 6-minute game, 30 to 40 seconds, that's, if we divide that by 2, that's 3 times, isn't it? No. It's 30 seconds, so if it's at 6 minutes, so 31, yeah, so we timed it 12 times. There you go. That's a substantial increase there. That's double the amount of grenade throws, and that's for every ability. Sorry, my math was like way off for some reason there. Like, my brain would just stop working. Anyways, like, that's a big difference, you know, and so everyone felt that. I mean, ults, you got to use an ult once in the, or super, whatever it's called. You got to use it once in the comp game, and so you had to really think about it. Now, granted, I do think that makes the PvP feel more intense and thoughtful, but part of me thinks that should be a comp only feature and not a PvE or a general PvP feature, because I think comp needs to be more deliberate. It needs to be more about skill and gunplay over, well, we lost this round most likely because the striker just got his ult and he started slamming our anuses into oblivion, right? So I think it makes more sense to only get a couple chances at a free win round, as opposed to every other round can be a free win round. But that only makes sense for comp to me. And then on PvE, it's horrible. You have to rely on people getting their abilities in the old fights. So if I guess if they rebalance the fights so that they, like, accompany the new ability system. I could not think of a word. It was an A word. Anyway, they don't accompany the new ability system beautifully, then I think it's going to just be really tedious and boring. But if they do leave it how it is, and it does accompany, it'll just play like normal, like it used to. But the downside is the game feels less aggressive and less fun, I guess, for most people, because you got to do stuff all the time. Whereas now it'll just be pot shots, and then occasional ult usage for utility, pot shots, occasional ult usage for utility. And if that's how the game's gonna go, I mean, that's fine. There's some WoW fights like that. I mean, you just gotta keep tanking, and then you get your opening, right? So like, I get it, and I keep comparing it to WoW because this is literally was just the console competition to WoW, and now it's, I mean, just general competition to WoW, kind of like, because it's got the big budget, and it's also technically an FPS MMO, which is not something you see like ever. So it's I think that's the reason Destiny's captivated people even on PC who wanted to play it but didn't want to get a console. So I think WoW will actually have some competition now, which is good for WoW and good for the MMO genre in general. I know it's not as MMO as WoW is, and it never will be. That's not exactly what it's trying to fill, but that's just the closest competition it has. Speaking of other abilities, I want to talk about the Striker thing and the cooldowns. Pole Dancer Hunter is effectively the Blade Dancer. It looks the same. I'm imagining it feels similar. That's alright. I mean, that's fine. I don't know what the other Hunter one was. I don't remember. I think it might have been Golden Gun. If it's Golden Gun, it probably just functioned like Golden Gun. The Warlock new solar one, I don't remember what it's called, but the solar one is basically Hammer of Soul that flies, which I'm okay with, to be honest with you. It looks pretty dope. I can't wait for that. It does not look like it was underpowered either, so that's good. And then the Void Walker, I think, is better, because now, even though it's slower, it tracks targets, and then it does the fragmentation mini bombs afterwards, so you got even more tracking and chance to kill someone. I've actually seen more kills from the mini bombs than the big bomb I have in PvP. Anyways, in PvE you're probably always going to hit the big bomb now, and that's good. As for Titan, I play Defender mainly in Destiny 1, so I was hoping Defender is just as good. And here's my opinion on the new hold B abilities, or hold circle abilities. I only seen the Titans. I don't. Warlocks get the healing well, right? Well, one of them gets the healing well, and so there's a healing well. That's pretty useful. And if you combine it with the Titans, the blocking shield, then it's very much good. I don't know. That was really horrible English. So it's good. It's good. You can do some nice combos with them, but singularly they're not great. You can't shoot through the Titan shield. You can't shoot through the old bubble, but the old bubble covered more. So I feel like it was more useful. The new Captain America shield is pretty dope. It's effectively the Blade Dancer that you can throw the blade that ricochets, though. Like you swing like the Blade Dancer, and then you throw the shield. So that's how that goes. And I think for abilities, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. The comp mode is pretty basic. It's basically just search and destroy. I was hoping that, because they hadn't done a competitive mode yet. I mean, Destiny Trial of the Osiris was kind of competitive, but it wasn't really. You're not ranked, so it's just like you make it to the lighthouse or you don't. And there was no like gradient or scale to measure yourself on, so you're just like, I either didn't get to the lighthouse or I did. And it's like, I know some people are for that there's only winners and there's only losers mentality, but I'm more on the party of like, just because you lost, that doesn't mean you lost as bad as some other people, so you should be graded higher than them. So I'm glad that there's a comp mode. I'm hoping it has a very fair and good rating system, but we have yet to see what it's going to have entirely. And I just think it feels like Search and Destroy, to be honest. Search and Destroy only, you die faster somehow. What's that meaning? Search and Destroy in combat? I don't know. I feel like I just die faster, or I kill things faster. But it goes both ways. And my last point, and I think it's probably going to be one of the more interesting points, is that I feel like it's more balanced towards PvP. And when I say this, it goes back to the guns are weak point. The guns being weak for PvE, they felt fine in PvP. They felt like I was still killing things at about a similar rate as I would in Destiny 1. And I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the guns felt more similar, even though I'm pretty sure there's more types of guns now. Now, I did not get to use the grenade launcher. I wanted to, but I could never get. I always was like behind my teammates when they would get the ammo off the wall, so I never got to use grenade launcher PvP. I can't tell you what that's like, but just the general guns, the SMGs, the assault rifles, the pulse rifles, the scout rifles, the hand cannons, the shotguns, they all feel this pretty much the same as Destiny 1, and they all feel very similar in performance. Hand cannons slightly dominating, and that's about that. These have been my opinions on the Destiny 2 beta. If you agree with them, then make sure to leave a like, or if you don't agree with them, make sure to leave a dislike, and tell me why you don't agree with them. I've been myself. Hope you enjoyed. Blondyeddy out.